Hello everybody and welcome to Subsistenites Central. This is the server that I run for my subscribers and friends, and I thought I would do a kind of a series based off the server. So I haven't released anything for a little while. This is kind of what I've been busy doing, sorting things out, doing some test runs, and yeah. Now, I need to tell you a little bit about this server because you're all invited. I would like you all to step into the world of multiplayer and come and join me in the game, and I will from time to time be recording what's going on, special things that might happen on the server, and yeah, I'd like you to be a part of it. Now, I know what you're all thinking. I did release a short video a few months ago in which I introduced my server, and a few of you were kind enough to take it up, and you've been and come and joined me and had fun, and we've tried a number of different playthroughs. The result of that is kind of, that was testing, and the result of that is a game which I think will be lots of fun. What I'm going to do is I'm deliberately going to spawn the hunter bases before you all join, because we've found in the past that the hunter bases always spawn in a radius around the first BCU to get placed, which is fine, except on multiplayer. If you all start at the same time and you all go out and you rush to gather stuff and build your base and so forth and so on, you're going to be the unlucky one who has to put up with being surrounded by hunters. And that can be fun, but it can also be hard work. The server is set up for revenge attacks only, so you'll only get attacked if you moither them. And my plan for this one is I'm going to build my base, my first base, way down in the south, high up in the mountains. And what that should do is it should force all the hunter bases to spawn in the south area around the little river and pond that is so far out of the way that people rarely go there, far end of the birch forest. The reason for that is it allows the rest of the map to be commandeered by you. You can pretty much place your base where you like, and if you want to be close to the hunters you can be, and if you don't want to be, you don't need to be. So that's the plan. Now, I'd like to say a little bit about server play. I know a lot of you maybe haven't gone down the multiplayer route before. Perhaps you're a little bit unsure of it. Perhaps you've heard rumours of, server play, a couple of big gangs commandeer the server and make your gameplay not fun. Well, I can assure you that's not going to happen on my server. First of all, I'm quite active, certainly as far as the game is concerned, but also to a degree as far as the administration of it is concerned. Secondly, I'm going to insist that you need to come to my Discord server first. Now, if you've not used Discord before, it's not a chat app. It's a very, very useful portal that I use, and indeed a lot of other people use, to... Oh, Lock Crate just spawned in. To coordinate gameplay. It enables me to post announcements and updates, but it also enables you to just chat generally to other players, talk about ideas, ask for help. It also has numerous voice channels, so that when you're in game you can, if you've got a microphone, you can speak to other players, which isn't as frightening as you might think. I know a lot of you are a little bit hesitant. Indeed I was to start with, till a few months ago when I started YouTubing. Don't like the sound of my own voice, and couldn't possibly use a microphone, that sounds horrible, etc. But it really isn't as bad as you think, and before long it just becomes second nature. And when you're talking to friends, it's not the same as talking to people you don't know, but of course the only way you're going to make friends is to come and talk to people. So at the bottom of each video I will post a link. The link in the description is an invitation to my Discord server. And all you've got to do is click on that link, and let me just do some of this while we're talking. Click on that link. If you're already a member of Discord, if you already have an account, it will take you straight, it will open your application, your browser, whichever you use, and it will automatically invite you to my server. My server is called Moso's Mansion, and when you get there you will find a number of channels, general chat channels and that sort of thing. However, you won't see any information on my Discord immediately about the Subsistence server, and that's because I need to assign you a role, which is kind of a permission. Once you've got that role, then you will be able to see the Subsistence specific channels. One of those will include the password that you need to get onto Subsistenites Central, which is this server. Please don't be afraid of it. It's, as I say, it's a way I can use to coordinate what goes on, and to keep in touch with you all, and to discuss things, ideas, yeah, that sort of thing. So it's nothing nasty. It's just a very convenient application that you can use to do that. So if you're interested at all, if you are up for a challenge, well, not even a challenge really, up for some fun, come and join us on the server. The release of the password and the server going live for you all, I will coincide with the release of this video that I'm making now. But for now, this episode is just going to be me starting the game and working down towards the south, where hopefully I will end up with enough resources to actually be able to build the, let's call it the spawning base. I don't want to call it my base because it's not staying there. Once all the hunter bases have spawned in, I will destroy the little starter base. I don't need it, I won't be using it. I will be operating out of a base somewhere else on the map, not sure where yet. I haven't, oh, a bear just killed a deer. I haven't actually made any plans as to where my main base is going to be. But initially, the main objective of this is to get those hunter bases to spawn in. Okay, so that's Discord out of the way. Brief introduction to the server. That wolf turned around at exactly the wrong moment. Yeah, multiplayer. For those of you who have not played multiplayer Subsistence before, I can rest this. Need all the builder crates I can get. Oh, no nails, great. Yeah, for those of you who maybe haven't delved into multiplayer before, there are a couple of big advantages to multiplayer, quite apart from the fact that obviously playing with other people introduces a lot more fun. For example, when you perhaps have been hesitant to attack a hunter base before because, well, it's hard work and dangerous, you can coordinate with other players, and the job is much, much easier if there are a few of you doing it. Gosh, there's a lot of wolves in there. A nasty feeling he might be following me. Yeah, one of the other things that you will notice, the gameplay itself plays a lot different on a server. For example, in your single player game, when you log on, you decide, oh, I think I'll build a plant bed, or I'll build this or that or the other. You've got to kind of wait and hang around, and you know, I'll go out looting for the day while I build up the power mass. On a server, that doesn't happen. I mean, clearly it doesn't generate any faster than it would in your single player game, but what tends to happen is when you log off, when you've had enough playing and you decide, right, it's time for bed or supper or whatever it is you're going to do, the game continues to run, which means when you log on again, you've now got all the power and possibly all the mass, depending on how you're generating it, to be able to get on with stuff. So you will notice that makes quite a big difference. Take for instance a drill or a refinery. If you have enough power to supply it and you log off and put your drill on, when you log back in again the following day, many game days have passed on the server. So you will find you have lots of iron, for example. You may log on and find you've now got 200 iron. Likewise a refinery, as long as you've got the power to keep supplying it, when you log off you can leave your refinery running, and when you log on it's all done. So yeah, it takes a little bit of a different mindset, and it does make for a complete change to the game. I encourage you all to try it, and if you're not sure, well, come along and try and see what you think, and if you don't like it, nobody's stopping you leaving, you know, you can always go, but I think you'll find you'll like it. And especially if I can keep a control over making sure we only have nice people on the server and not groups of people who just want to ruin your life, it should be a lot of fun. So, that said, as you can see, I'm looting my way down towards the south, and will hopefully collect enough resources that by the time we get there, I'll be able to probably overnight and then tomorrow get more resources, but if I can, I will set up my little spawn base as soon as I can, and then we'll see where the hunters spawn in. Grabbing all the fibre I can see, because sometimes it's not that easy to find. Another point to mention, obviously on the server you are connecting perhaps across continents to connect to the server, and you will experience a little bit of lag. On this game the lag actually is not terribly important. I mean, sure, it can make a difference to the gameplay and you maybe notice a little bit of a difference, but in general the game plays very, very well, and Cold Game should be proud of what he's done in that regard, because a lot of games are great single player, but when they convert to a server they just don't play well at all. And this, fortunately, is not one of those games. And nothing to kill a deer with at the moment. So, I'm going to carry on looting my way down. Let's see if there's any more kelp in this lake. I can see my stamina bar dropping, so I'm a bit hungry by now. For some reason I'm gold. Not a lot of kelp in here, is there? Not sure why I'm cold, and it's 5 degrees according to the top left hand corner. Sounds dried off, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to continue looting, and I will bring you back when I get to our overnight place, or where the base is going, whichever I'm able to achieve. Okay, so here we are, kind of approaching the area. Unfortunately there are a lot of animals in this area, and I want to actually get up those mountains into the cold, but I can't do that today. Obvious reasons, we've just spawned in. I'm not in a position where I could overnight in minus temperatures. So I'm actually going to overnight down by the pond, where it's significantly warmer. I was kind of hoping to find a few more chickens and rabbits on my way. There's usually quite a lot down here, but of course I want them, they're not there. So, ooh, first cottonseed. I'm actually going to go across the other side of the pond, which puts me kind of at the base of, not exactly sure where, probably going up to the right of the cliffs, straight ahead now. But I need to get the BCU as high up there or as far away as I can so the bases spawn in around this area where I am now. A quick look, see if there's any kelp, because I had to eat the last lot that I got. And of course there's a level 3 wolf on the shore where I kind of wanted to go. Kelp over there as well. For those of you who don't use this pond very often, it is actually a nice pond. As you can see, there's a clam over there, sandstone. Goes over another clam over here. But as you can see, lots of animals, so it can be a bit tricky. Yeah, we're taking cold hits again. So the sun is about to set, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my fire upon this rock. I've used this rock in the test run-throughs, test playthroughs, and it seems to be an okay rock. We haven't got anywhere near enough food, so I'm going to have to do something about that. Yeah, as you can see, I kind of had to eat all the kelp, but I did find some blueberries on the way down, so that's good. Yeah, this rock seems to be fairly animal-free, as animal-free as rocks can be in Subsistence, and I'll just use the build a crate. I need that. I'll just use this as a base camp, so that I can overnight here, and when it warms up a bit tomorrow, if I've got enough stuff, which hopefully I will have, then we will go and at least set up a platform if I'll actually get a BCU onto it. Drink those. Keep that goes on, and we'll see if we can wrest this box away from that there. I've got my bow out just in case there's a rabbit or a chicken here, but actually I'm more worried about that there at the moment. You can sniff all you want, just stay there. That's not what I wanted to do. Go down there. Drag him up out of the way, so I'm going to watch my stamina, because although I just did eat and drink, it's not the best. And of course, taking cold hits because it is the very beginning of March. I think normally when you start a single player game it's kind of midway through March, so it's a little bit warmer. But not the case on the server. Well, you got a bonus ammo box anyway. And no stamina, we'd be better off swimming, but I can't swim because it's cold. Okay. So, I could eat the rabbit, but as you can see I don't have any protein at all, and eating one rabbit is not really going to change that. He's still alive, so I'm going to leave him alive until the last minute, or until he dies. We are now dry, kind of hoping there might be some chickens and things around. Of course, because I want them. There aren't any. Keep my eye open for bears and wolves, because the last thing I want is to drag them back to the fire. Like that though. No, can't see any. So we'll overnight at the fire. I'll keep the rabbit as long as I can, so that we hopefully have some protein for the morning. And I'll bring you back in the morning and get some stuff ready. Maybe we'll be able to get something done tomorrow. And welcome back. Early morning is upon us, and I can see breakfast on the other bank there. Dangerously close to the bear again, but should be alright. As you can see, it's still really too cold. So there's a scrap up there. Too cold to be wandering around. Excuse me. I've crafted a load of stuff overnight. I did manage to keep our rabbit, so we do have some breakfast. And we're okay for water. Just have a berry. And I think I'm going to make a couple more arrows. I converted all the wood into planks. You don't really need to keep the fire going other than to cook breakfast on. So you can see I built a foundation, a half wall and a VCU. The idea is to try and get our protein up so that we can do a bit of running about, and obviously this isn't going to be enough. We'll get us started. Hopefully it will warm up and then we'll be able to find some chickens and rabbits, preferably not wolves, and get on with placing the spawning VCU somewhere up there. I'm not exactly sure where yet, but we might as well top our water up while we're here. Well, we've got a fire going, and I'm going to grab a little bit of wood. Hopefully we'll see a chicken or two. Oh, there's one. Speak of the devil. I actually prefer rabbits, because if you check the stats you find you get a bigger increase on your health and stamina bar. Extra, but the extra bit you get more of a rabbit than you do of a chicken. But of course you need the chicken for the feathers to make the arrows. You get the rabbits, so I'll take whatever comes first. And it's still a bit cold. So cooking up. Don't bother topping the fire up just yet. The sun is still fairly low, but usually it's not too bad down by the river. You're in the valley here, it's usually fairly warm. But because the server has been forced to restart in March, I think that's at the beginning of March, not mid-March, as I mentioned. So it is pretty cold here. Right, I think I can 4 feathers now. Couple for now. Now, assuming I'm going to get really cold when I go up the mountain, I think I will keep this fire going. We'll grab some more wood as we're running around anyway, and hopefully some more food. Is that only even half fill us? So, crate over there. Careful next to these, just in case there's a bear on the top. Ah, excellent. do generally try not to eat the apples. I like to keep them a bit like protein bars, keep them as a sort of an emergency. But if it's an emergency, then you need them. So that's all there is to it. I've got a wolf up here for some strange reason. Let me see animals this high up. Right, so I think we're somewhere around where we need to be. So for the sake of scenic views, what we'll do is we'll go up onto the top of this cliff here. So we're right next to the fence in the south, and so this doesn't need to be anything spectacular. It is just literally to get the hunter bases to spawn in, and I don't think it really matters the orientation. I think I'll just change that around a little bit. Base it more into the map. Watch my health here. There we go. So that should set off the hunter bases. We don't get a free lockpick or anything, and I probably will, because that's going to generate free power and mass, so I probably will make return visits in order to make use of that to help me set up my other base. But for now, let's get back to that fire. Dangerously low on health now. Follow the same route as I took to get up there, and that way we should not run into any animals. And just about run out of stamina. So you see now why I let the fire, sort of kept the fire alight, because I kind of guessed that I would be suffering after that. So you can see, well, just about see on the top there, that's where the first base has been placed. So I'm kind of hoping the hunter bases are all going to spawn kind of along this river, hopefully on the side I'm on now, but if not, then close to it. And that should leave us players the rest of the map to be able to commandeer as we wish. So there you go, that's Subsistenites Central. I've tried to extol some of the virtues of server play. I know a lot of you are hesitant and you think, well, it's not for me, I like a single player game that I can pause. But I would strongly encourage you to come and join me and give it a try. If you don't like it, fair enough, but you don't know if you like it till you try it. You hopefully know me from previous videos. You know the kind of gameplay I like. I like to have fun, but I won't have fun at the expense of others. So if that sounds appealing to you, and if you want to give it a try, click the link below, come and join my Discord, come and say hello to me. I can then give you the role that will allow you access to the password, and from there you're on the server. And then the rest we'll catch up on when we're talking. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that was informative and fun, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care of yourselves now. Bye.